Average was thinking about how much he was enjoying being a part of Gorman Scott Inc., wandering the halls and hanging out in the break room. He liked it when people mistook him for excellence. It validated his skill as a makeup artist. He was now present in every part of the company, from customer interactions to meetings, product fulfillment and administration, and even in interpersonal matters. Average could not believe how easy it had been for him to kidnap excellence at Gorman Scott Inc. and replace her with himself without anyone noticing. When Average learned of the ransom note, he called an emergency meeting with his own team in the basement of Gorman Scott Inc. He needed his team members to continue their great work to keep excellence from returning. Looking around the room, he had a sense of pride about the team he had assembled. He had personally trained each one of them in his art. He was aware that some called it an art of deception, but Average considered himself a legitimate makeup artist and enjoyed putting an average face on Gorman Scott Inc. Sitting around the table were his protégés. Immediately to his right was Inept. Average was never happier than when he was in the presence of Inept, who was a master at convincing the higher-ups that the return on investment for training and education was not worthwhile. Average had heard Inept's arguments so many times that he could repeat them word for word. "Look," Inept would say with conviction, "you hire smart and talented people. Just show them the ropes. Point them in a direction. Don't waste a lot of time and money on orientation and extended training programs. In a short time, you will figure out whether they get it or not. If they do, great. If not, you will replace them with someone who does." Average was keenly aware that employees could have a good attitude and all the other elements for excellence, but if they were not competent in their work, customers would not be pleased with the total experience of doing business with the company. The opposite was also true. An employee could be great at the technical aspects of the job, but if he or she didn't have a good attitude, the customer experience could still be easily below average. And Flexibility was sitting stiffly next to Inept. Average smiled as he recalled the day that Flexibility swore Flexibility as his archenemy. Flexibility was all about following policy and procedure. He would say, "If we're not going to follow the policies and procedures, then why have them?" Average knew that on some level, paying attention to this degree of detail could actually lead to excellence. The reality, however, was that people often perceived such approaches as sterile and robotic. To the right of Flexibility was miscommunication. Average considered miscommunication to be the most sophisticated of his team members. She was able to use her unique skills on multiple fronts and at all levels of the organization. From an administrative perspective, she was adept at confusing messages from leadership about the new and improved programs the company was rolling out. Her ability to twist leadership's words and meanings in the minds and perceptions of the employees was uncanny. From a day-to-day frontline perspective, her real talent lay in her ability to create unbridled confusion. Average knew that just about anyone could give good customer service, but it took an exceptional employee to create a unique and exceptional customer experience. Miscommunication fostered the confusion that prevented this. She helped the employees to see the customers as stupid, or manipulators, or unreasonable, and thus the employees treated them as such. Although Average did not claim to understand how she accomplished this unique psychological feat, he knew that the usual outcome would be an average or below average customer experience. Next at the round table was Different. What Average loved about Different was her chameleon-like qualities. With these, she was able to induce a myriad of responses in employees that ranged from subtle passive-aggressive behavior to downright apathy when it came to interacting with people. She preyed upon those who talked the excellence talk, but did not walk the excellence walk. Some years ago, Average had asked Different why she was so successful. She did not hesitate before responding. "I am an employee advocate," she said. "I help them to understand, how should I say, equity."